Hey guys, welcome back to the FE32 presented by Fiberglass. Today we're making our first mold. So what are we doing today, you might ask?
Yes. We're prepping the front end to do the first set of molds. And to do that we need to add phalanges, if you will. So I have, this is some slightly thicker aluminum that's really annoying to cut. I hate cutting aluminum. I have an entire sheet of really thin aluminum that we can just cut with snips, and it's really cheap. So we're gonna go ahead and use the hot glue gun over there. Snip some pieces, hot glue some flanges in, kind of describe what we're doing as we're doing it. But and then we'll take some of this, I forgot what this clay is called. It's like some fancy French name. You can get it at Fiberglass website. It's got a higher temperature. They also have other versions of this, but we're just gonna use a bunch of this clay, fill it in wax, whatever you want to call it, and gloop it in there so you don't have any hard edges that can get your mold mechanically locked to your plug, and then you got a bad day.
Put it in that here.
So the reason we put this bad boy here in there, we're gonna do actually this whole front end in 3 pieces. So the main piece that we're doing right here is going to be, we're gonna flange this across to here and across down there. So we're gonna do this side here and the other side as well. So the reason we're putting flanges on it though is because we need a spot to just dead end and stop the mold, and then once this mold's hardened up, we'll pull the flange material off, and then the new flange will be the negative of that, so the part of the new mold. So it'll butt up to the next piece. That's how you do a multi-piece mold on any part. And you can even put little dowels. Some people make little pyramids of clay, and then they'll boop them on there, and then once you pull it out, then it's a negative pyramid, and then once you make the new piece, it's a positive, and they lock together, and they got little tabs. And then you can drill holes through them and get them to bolt together, and we're getting ahead of ourselves. Alright, so a day later, and we're ready to make our mold. So just a quick recap, we used hot glue and glued on all these thin aluminum flanges.
Looking real futuristic.
Yeah, looks pretty cool. And then we took the wax that we had and we seamed everything. So where the pieces connect, you could see it would have wrapped around here. So all we did was fill this with wax, and then we just scraped it straight across. So all of this is a nice transition, but it doesn't wrap in, because then you'll mechanically lock. This whole mold's gonna slide this way. If it was wrapped around the corner, it would stop us from being able to pull off, and we might get our mold stuck on our part. So after we flanged everything, I hit it with another coat of wax. You should definitely use the high temperature wax, since we are gonna be throwing this in a post-cure oven. Fiberglass sells the 4121 is the part number for their high temperature wax. Do 3 coats of that. It takes a while between coats. You have to let it dry and haze up, and then buff it back off. But we'll go back over that again when we do the actual pre-preg parts out of this mold. And then we just PVA'd it, sprayed it on 2 coats, fairly heavy, medium coats, and including the flanges and everything like that. So nothing too crazy here, but what we'll essentially do is we're going to make this mold using the pre-preg materials, which we'll go over in a second. And then what we're going to do is remove these metal flange pieces, and the flange of the actual mold will be here now, right? And then we will make the next piece of mold will come up against that flange. So these will all be flanges together where we can like drill holes through them, run bolts through them, so we know that everything lines up. And then we'll end up making these parts separately in each of the molds, and then bolting them all together, and then bridging them together with some carbon strips and stuff like that. So we'll go over all that in detail later, but just want to give you the big picture now. We can start on getting some surface coat on this stuff.